Hello and welcome to everybody on Cloud Fitness. So in today's video, we are going to talk about how we can work with Warehouse in Microsoft Fabric, or specifically, we are going to see how we can utilize Synapse warehouses in Microsoft Fabric. So let's move ahead with our today's video in our Microsoft Fabric Play series. But before moving ahead, I do recommend all of you guys to connect with me on LinkedIn as well as on Instagram, and I'm going to leave the link in the description box. Apart from that, if you guys want to connect with me for any kind of technical session, resume review, interview preparation, mock interviews, then in that case, you guys can check out the TopMate link as well. Again, I will leave that in the description box. So let's move ahead with the warehouse. We are going to see the practical implementation as well, but I would like to give a small introduction about the warehouse in Microsoft Fabric. So when you talk about warehouse in Microsoft Fabric, it is nothing but it is a SaaS experience, software as a service experience, which is also integrated with Power BI, right? And you can use warehouse to store the structured data. Now remember, in the whole playlist of Microsoft Fabric series, I have talked about the lakehouse. Now in the lakehouse, you can store unstructured data, but in warehouse, you specifically store the structured data only. It is not optimized for any ML or analytical use case. So if you have structured data and you want to play around with the structured data in form of tables, then go and use warehouses. You can use warehouses with structured data, and you can also use T-SQL statements to create tables. Now, when you talk about Lakehouse, you cannot use T-SQL statements to create tables in the Lakehouse, right? If you have been following all my play the whole of my play series on the Lakehouse, and you have watched my previous videos, then you already know that in the Lakehouse, you cannot use T-SQL statements to create the table, right? But in case of warehouse, you can create a table using T-SQL statements. We will see this difference as well, And the data warehousing workloads, right? They benefit from rich capabilities of SQL engine over open data format, because the data is actually stored in open data format. It enables customers to focus on the data preparation, analysis, and reporting over single copy of their data, which is stored in the Microsoft OneLake. Now, from the previous video, you already know that Microsoft Fabric is nothing but the core is OneLake, right? So data is stored in OneLake. It is one open format where your data is stored. Now your data is stored in the warehouse. You can query it anywhere. If you have a data in your warehouse table, you can query it almost everywhere. You can query it in your lakehouse as well. So this is what is rich capability that warehouse brings to the table. You don't need to copy the data from warehouse to the lakehouse or anything of that sort. Cross database query is also possible. There is a cross database query which we will see in our upcoming video as well, that how we can leverage this cross database querying in the warehouse, right? So there is no data duplication. So if you have data in the warehouse, you can directly go ahead, query that data. You don't need to replicate it anywhere, right? And the warehouse in the Microsoft Fabric, right, that runs over distributed query processing engine. So unlike very traditional data warehouses, there is specifically in Microsoft Synapse warehouse, you have distributed query processing engine. So all of these is just a theory. We are going to see how it actually works. Compute and storage is separate. We already know in Fabric, your compute is different and your storage is completely different layer, and same is the case with the warehouse as well. So when you talk about warehouse, it supports your transactions. If you want to do any kind of updates, you can do that. If you want to do any data definition language, you want to create a table, you can do that. If you want to drop a table, you can do that. DML statements, you can write all of them on top of a warehouse, right? But remember, in our previous videos, I have also shown you SQL Analytics endpoint. Now, the SQL Analytics endpoint is also part of Synapse Warehouse. So Synapse Warehouse is divided into two parts. One is your SQL Analytics endpoint and another one is SQL Warehouse. Two parts. So SQL Analytics endpoint is just for querying. You cannot use any DDLs, DMLs on top of your SQL Analytics endpoint. So whenever you create a lakehouse, automatically a SQL Analytics endpoint is created. That analytics endpoints will just help you to query the data which is present in the lakehouse. And it is only used for reading. It will not go and update your table. We will see the difference as well. We will see how it works. And also, when you talk about a warehouse, right? So warehouse can be populated, the data can be loaded into a warehouse table using copy into command, using the pipelines, data flows, your cross database ingestions options, for example, say task statements, create table as select. So we are going to see all of this. Now, just to give a little more understanding, so you have within the Fabric workspace, you have SQL Analytics endpoints and you have Synapse data warehouse, right? Now, if I go to, let me again open this app.fabric.microsoft.com. So here you are in the Fabric workspace. So now whatever theory I have explained, I will try to show you here as well. So now if I go to, let's say, data warehouse option over here, there are multiple ways. You already know that. This is my Fabric workspace 1. So let me go to my Fabric workspace 1. I am opening my workspace. You can already see that when I created this lakehouse, workspace 01 lakehouse, what happened? A semantic model got created, and at the same time, you can also see a SQL Analytics endpoint also got created, right? We worked on it as well. So you can see the SQL Analytics endpoint. It is created by default. So if I go and click on this, right? What I'm going into a SQL Analytics endpoint over here. So you can see whenever I create a lakehouse, SQL Analytics endpoint got created. Now we have also seen that how we can query the data, whatever is loaded into lakehouse using SQL Analytics endpoint. It is for the read part, but it is not related to your warehouse directly. So now if I go back to my home, right, and if I click on this warehouse, what I will do, I will eventually go ahead and create a new warehouse. So the moment I click on it, I can simply say test underscore warehouse, right? And I can simply create it. So the moment I create it, I end up creating a completely new warehouse. So it has started creating my warehouse. Now it is different from my SQL Analytics endpoint. SQL Analytics endpoint was just for querying, and we have queried it as well previously. Now you can see this is my warehouse. Now you don't see any option of switching to the lake house or query endpoint. You don't see any option over here, right? Now let me go back to the PPT as well. Now that is why in this diagram it has mentioned SQL Analytics endpoint here and Synapse data warehouse, although they are part of the warehouse layer, but they are different. SQL Analytics endpoints will just help you to query whatever data is present in the lakehouse. Synapse warehouse will help you to read and write the data to the warehouse that you create. To the warehouse that you create, you can write T-SQL statements, your DDL, your DML statements you can write. So whenever you talk about SQL Analytics endpoint, it is a read-only warehouse that is automatically created when you create a lakehouse. We have already seen that. Now, any delta tables that you create through Spark in the lakehouse, now if you want to query them in a tabular format using your data warehousing experience, that is when your SQL Analytics endpoints comes into picture, and this is what we have done in the previous videos. But when you talk about Synapse data warehouse or warehouse that we have created just now, it is simply like a traditional warehouse where you can write your T-SQL statements and you can work like a traditional data warehouse on top of that. But remember, all the data that you store over here is actually nothing but it is stored in form of Delta Parquet format only, right? So for example, right now you have created a warehouse over here. Now if you can see, it says create table with T-SQL code. Can I create it? Yes, you can create a table using Dataflow Gen 2. You can create a new data pipeline. Okay, you can have a SQL database project as well. Now similarly, you can have a sample data. So right now, I will just click on sample data. What it will do, it will automatically start creating some tables. It will load some data and views for me because I don't have any tables ready right now. It will automatically give me a sample data set and it will create a table over here. Now this is just to show you how it actually works. Now you can see the moment it is done, right? It might take a minute or two. The moment it is done, you will see a set of tables that gets created over here. And then you can see that we can actually query the tables as well. I will also show you how to create a table, right, using the T-SQL statements over here. So now you can see it is almost done, and you can see that these tables automatically reflected these tables, date, geography, and so on. So you have different tables created over here, and this is how the data looks like, right? So now similarly, these are nothing but the tables. Now if you click on these three dots over here, you can say, okay, new SQL query, select top 100, right? What it will do, it will directly lead you to a simple SQL query, which is nothing but it is trying to, you can see, select top 100, right? And it has mentioned all the column names from this particular table. So there's not, it is a simple T-SQL statement, right, that I have. So now if I want to say, let's say top 1, right, and if I want to run this query, then you can see I would get the result as my top 1 record over here. Now you can see you have the top 1 record as well the moment I ran this particular query. So this is how your tables are actually over here. Now if I go to, let's say, I go to one of the table, let me go to one of the table and let me see the properties over here, right? So now you can look at the URL over here. It's the onelake.dfs, right? Now you can look at the path and the format. It is nothing but the Delta format. It is ACID compliant as well. It works like a traditional database itself, right? It works like a traditional data warehouse itself. So now at the same time, you can look at the top option as well. Here you can see new SQL query. There are templates as well, schema, table, view, stored procedure. You can go ahead, check the different templates as well, though they are very basic. So if I click on the table, so the moment I click on table, you can see that it has a template, create table. Right now if I run it, what it will do, it is going to create a table for me. Right now you can see that it got succeeded, and you can see here without even refreshing, I got the table, right? I got table 1 which got created. Now you can also see the statement. How is the statement? Statement is also pretty simple, like general T-SQL statement. Create table test warehouse.dbo.table1. Column 1 is the column name. Int is the data type and not null over here, right? Now remember a few things. In fact, let me copy create table statement over here that I already have created for you guys, and let me paste it over here. I want to create a new table right now. So now you can see I have some table created over here. Now closely look at the constraint, right? I have null, I can put not null as well. So now you can see I have put not null. I have just edited this. I have put not null at few places, which is fine. Now if you look at this data type, which is integer. Now let's say data type is integer, and then you can see null. Now let's say I want to have it as a primary key. Now once I have it as a primary key, let me try to run it. Does it even work? Right? Let's see the output, and you can see that it says primary key keyword is not supported in the create table statement, right? Now basically what is happening here, primary key keyword is actually not supported in Synapse Warehouse. So let me keep it as not null. You can't even use unique over here. So let's say I want to keep it as Boolean, right? Let's say I want to create a Boolean data type. So instead of integer, let me type it as Boolean, and let me try to run it. Can I have a Boolean data type? Not really. Again, it is going to fail. Now you can see again it said cannot find the data type Boolean. So basically what has happened here is even the Boolean data type was not acceptable in this particular statement. So you have to be very careful, because varchar, integer, datetime is supported, but Boolean is not supported, and at the same time primary key is also not supported. So hence now after removing all of this, and if I run this, now you can see my table dimension city would be created. So this is how you can create, and it automatically got refreshed. You got the table over here with all the columns, right? Now this is how using T-SQL statement you can actually simply put the data inside your table. Now let me create a new query, and using this query, what I'm trying to do, I'm just trying to add the data into my table that I have just created. So I can use copy into command. Right now, I told you that to push the data within the warehouse, you can use different methods. You can use set as, you can use copy into, you can simply write insert into statements as well. So here I'm saying copy into my table I am using open dataset that Azure Synapse Storage has. I'm using the open or sample dataset, which is nothing but a Parquet file, and I'm going to run it. Now using this, I'm going to load the data into my dimension city table, right? And then now you can see that it has succeeded. And now if I go to these three dots and I can say select top 100, and if I run it, now you can see I got the city data as well over here. So this is nothing but exactly how your Synapse warehouse works, and these are the basic commands using which you can actually load the data into the table as well. And now again, if you go back, let me go back to the home page over here, and let me go to the workspace, Fabric workspace one, where I created it. So now you can see a test warehouse got created. Right now it is different from the Lakehouse, right? It is different from the Lakehouse. Now Lakehouse has SQL Analytics endpoint, but the warehouse, you can see it has a warehouse itself over here, right? So I hope you like this particular video. In the next video, we are again going to see little more details about the warehouse, but do remember to like, share and subscribe to my channel, and keep watching and keep learning.